The teaser trailer is just around the corner for Star Wars fans, as a lot of people are getting very excited and fascinated about this movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, like I say, we are only 2 weeks away until we finally get our very first look at the final installment of the Skywalker saga. It's going to be a historical movie by both Disney and Lucasfilm, and with that being said, we do know that a lot of fans are very curious about the teaser trailer. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with various shot descriptions of the upcoming teaser for Star Wars Episode 9. Specifically, shot descriptions consisting of Rey wielding Anakin's reforged lightsaber inside of a cave with floating blue orbs around Rey. It's described to be a close-up of Rey holding the lightsaber hilt. The hilt design is described to be nearly the same as it was, however with a black band wrapped in the middle, keeping the two halves together. It's described that the music that goes along with the footage is said to be very emotional. The next goes over Kylo Ren with his Knights of Ren behind him, standing on some kind of large stage in front of hundreds of stormtroopers, and dozens of red stormtroopers in the front. It's similar to the visuals of when Hux made his speech on Starkiller Base in The Force Awakens. The next goes over Lando Calrissian holding a cane in his hand, leaning against the Millennium Falcon and looking up, where it's described that he provides a line of dialogue saying, "She has returned," referring to the Falcon itself. It said that the teaser is an emotional roller coaster having many sad and happy elements, not just with the visuals, but also with the music. Lastly, a detailed shot of Zorii, portrayed by Kerry Russell, activating a speeder and riding into the distance toward a sunset on a desert world that may be Jakku or Tatooine in Episode 9. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this and as to why I am getting very excited to finally seeing our very first look at some of the returning characters, like, of course, Leia, Lando Calrissian, you name it, and even some of the sequel trilogy characters like Rey and Kylo Ren, and let's not forget the character of Zorii, that is going to be portrayed by no other than Kerry Russell. So first things first, what I really want to go over is the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber hilt design. Now, what's really intriguing is that this lightsaber hilt is not going to have a significant difference in comparison to how it appeared in all of the other Star Wars films, right? So, in this actual film, it's going to look pretty much the same, except in the middle of the lightsaber hilt, it's described to have a black band that goes around the middle of it. And if you guys actually go ahead and check out that leaked poster for Star Wars Episode 9 that actually surfaced just a couple of days ago, you will realize that that is indeed what we actually see in the poster. So, I'm not quite sure, exactly how Rey learned to really, repair the Skywalker saber into one piece again. I'm sure that we're going to learn a whole lot more about this. We do know that she uses a lot of artifacts and relics in order to use pieces from that in order to basically, bring the lightsaber back to life here. So, I'm not quite sure where she is. It's described that she is actually inside of a cave with the Skywalker lightsaber with floating blue orbs around her again. This was an original idea for, of course, Star Wars The Last Jedi that never made it to the final cut of the movie. I don't know if you guys recall, but there was a scene in which Rey was supposed to enter this cave that had a lot of these bugs that actually glowed in a bluish color that flew around Rey. Those are most likely the orbs that we are hearing about right now for this teaser. So, the second thing that I do want to go over is, of course, Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren, standing up on a high stage in front of dozens of red stormtroopers, as well as hundreds of regular stormtroopers. So, this is an obvious nod to what J.J. Abrams did in The Force Awakens, where General Hux is making that speech. And he's making that speech on Starkiller Base, showing us how, much of a tyrannical character he really was in that movie. So it seems like, J.J. Abrams wants to actually use that concept of Hux and apply it to Kylo Ren here in Episode 9, where he's not just the master of the Knights of Ren, he is indeed the supreme leader of the First Order. So, moving past all of this, one thing that I really find very emotional is how it goes over a shot sequence of course, Lando Calrissian with a cane in his hand, leaning against the Millennium Falcon and looking up, providing a line of dialogue saying, of course, she has returned, referring to the Millennium Falcon. Now, guys, I gotta say, I mean, at the end of the day, the Millennium Falcon really originated from, of course, Lando Calrissian. It kind of laid the ground for that in Solo: A Star Wars Story. I'm sure that there's more to tell from that. But I think it's so symbolic for the actual Millennium Falcon to fall into the hands of Lando Calrissian once more, and it pretty much ends how it really began. You know, you can really see how it's very poetic with Solo: A Star Wars Story, how Han Solo got the Falcon from Lando, and originally it once belonged to Lando. Now the Falcon is back into the hands of Lando Calrissian. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night